When does a Java stack trace mean a JVM crash? Imagine your Java application suddenly stops working, and you see a long, confusing report on your screen. You might wonder if the JVM has crashed or if it's just an exception. Let's clear that up. A Java stack trace by itself does not always mean the Java virtual machine has crashed. A stack trace shows the sequence of method calls when an error occurs in your code. It helps you find where the bug is. But a JVM crash is different. It happens when the JVM process stops unexpectedly because of a serious error. When you see a stack trace in a crash log file, usually named hserpid log, that's a sign the JVM crashed. This log contains native code frames, which are parts of the JVM or native libraries written in languages like C or C++. These frames are marked with C or V if you see signals like SIGSEG or exception access violation in the log. It means the JVM crashed due to low-level memory errors or native code problems. Regular Java exceptions generate stack traces that show only Java method calls. These happen when your code throws an exception like null pointer exception or array index out of bounds exception. The JVM keeps running, and you can fix the bug by analyzing the stack trace. But if the JVM process ends suddenly, and the crash log shows native frames and signals, then you know it's a JVM crash. Another clue is whether the JVM process terminates without warning. If the process just stops, and you find a crash log, it's a JVM crash. If you see a stack trace printed on your console during runtime, it's just an exception, not a crash. To troubleshoot, look at the crash log carefully. Check the native frames and error signals. These tell you if the crash was caused by native code, hardware issues, or JVM bugs. You might need to update your JVM, native libraries, or check your hardware. In summary, a Java stack trace indicates a JVM crash only when it appears in a crash log with native code frames and fatal signals. If it's just an exception in your code, the JVM is still running, and the stack trace helps you fix your bugs. Recognizing the difference is key to solving Java problems effectively.